If you've ever stood in a garden shop staring at shelves of expensive fertilizers and wondered whether there's a simpler, more natural way to grow healthy plants, you're not alone. I've been there too. Over the years, as I experimented, failed, learned, and observed how plants actually behave, I discovered something that quietly changed everything for me. It didn't come from a laboratory or a fertilizer factory. It came from Korean natural farming, and more specifically from a humble liquid known as Fermented Plant Juice, or FPJ. Here on Soilsage Chronicles, we don't chase trends or garden myths. We focus on what works, what's proven, and what respects the soil. This article isn't about hype, it's about passing on correct information, real ratios, and a method you can use today in your own backyard, whether you're growing vegetables in sacks, beds, or a full garden plot. FPJ is powerful for one simple reason: it feeds plants the way nature intended. Instead of forcing growth with salts and synthetic nutrients, FPJ delivers enzymes, natural growth hormones, and trace minerals already balanced by living plants. When you apply it, the soil doesn't just accept it, it recognizes it. In Korean natural farming, the idea is simple: fast-growing plants already know how to grow fast. When you ferment them correctly, you capture that growth energy and pass it on to other plants. That's not marketing talk, that's biology. Once you understand this, you also understand why you don't need heavy doses or complicated formulas. Small amounts, used correctly, are enough to trigger visible change. Fermented plant juice is made by combining fresh, fast-growing plant material with sugar and allowing natural fermentation to occur. During fermentation, plant cells break down and release enzymes, amino acids, organic acids, and growth regulators. These compounds become immediately available to other plants when diluted and applied. FPJ is not a fertilizer in the conventional sense. It doesn't replace compost, manure, or mulch. Instead, it works as a biological growth booster, improving nutrient uptake and plant metabolism. Think of it as a conversation starter between soil life and plant roots. So, this is why FPJ works best during active growth stages, when plants are producing new leaves, stretching their stems, or getting ready to flower. The quality of your FPJ really depends entirely on the plants you choose. For this method, you want plants that are growing aggressively and, have not yet flowered. Young plants concentrate energy in leaf and stem growth, which is exactly what we want. Nitrogen-rich plants such as comfrey, pumpkin vines, sweet potato leaves, banana suckers, or young grasses are excellent for promoting leafy growth. Mineral-rich plants like nettle, moringa, sunflower leaves, or leguminous plants tend to support stronger stems, resilience, and flowering. So, in this article, we go one step further. Instead of just guessing, we actually create two different FPJs, each from a different plant, and test them side by side. This honestly turns your garden into a real learning space rather than just a guessing game. This is where, a lot of gardeners go wrong, so pay close attention. FPJ is made using a 1-to-1 ratio by weight, not by volume. That means, if you harvest 1 kilogram of fresh plant material, you use 1 kilogram of brown sugar or jaggery. White sugar, well, it works in emergencies, but brown sugar or jaggery is definitely better because it contains those trace minerals that support fermentation. Alright, so first, start by chopping the plant material into small pieces, about 2 to 5 centimeters long. This, increases the surface area and really helps speed up fermentation. Next, place the chopped material into a clean non-metal container. Add the sugar and mix everything thoroughly with clean hands until you notice the plant material starting to release some moisture. This step is super important. The sugar, draws out those plant juices and creates the environment that fermentation needs. Once everything is mixed, go ahead and loosely pack the material into the container. Don't compress it, just let it be kind of fluffy. Cover the container with a breathable cloth and secure it with a rubber band. This way, gases can escape while insects are kept out, which is exactly what you want. Now, Place the container in a shaded area with moderate warmth. If you're in a warm climate, fermentation usually takes about 5 to 7 days. In cooler areas it might take up to 10 days. When it's ready, you'll notice a sweet-sour smell and some liquid pooling at the bottom, but hey, if it smells rotten, just discard it and start again. After fermentation, you'll want to strain the liquid using a cloth or a fine sieve. This liquid right here is your FPJ. Store it in a glass or food-grade plastic bottle, and keep it away from direct sunlight. If you store it properly, FPJ can last anywhere from 6 months to a year. Always leave a little airspace in the bottle. FPJ is alive, and pressure can build up if it's sealed too tightly. FPJ is powerful, but only when diluted correctly. Using it straight is a mistake that can stress plants. For soil application, the correct dilution is 1 part FPJ to 500 parts water. For foliar spraying, use 1 part FPJ to 1,000 parts water. This may sound weak, but remember, biology responds to signals, not force. Apply FPJ early in the morning or late in the afternoon when plants are not under heat stress. Once every 7 to 10 days is enough. More frequent application does not mean faster growth, it often means imbalance. For a small home garden of about 10 square meters, 5 liters of diluted FPJ is enough. This requires only about 10 milliliters of FPJ concentrate. For a medium garden around 50 square meters, 25 liters of diluted solution works well, using about 50 milliliters of FPJ. For a larger backyard garden of 100 square meters, 50 liters of diluted FPJ is sufficient, using roughly 100 milliliters of concentrate. This is one of the reasons FPJ is so powerful. A small bottle goes a very long way. To truly understand FPJ, I encourage you to run a simple comparison test. Choose 2 similar plants of the same age, grown in the same soil, and receiving the same light. Apply FPJ made from plant A to one, and FPJ made from plant B to the other. Over 3 to 4 weeks, observe leaf color, growth speed, stem thickness, and flowering or fruiting behavior. Keep notes. This is how experienced gardeners grow wiser, not by copying, but by observing. You'll quickly notice that different FPJs create different responses. One may push leafy growth, while another improves flowering or resilience. This knowledge is more valuable than any fertilizer label. FPJ doesn't just grow plants, it changes how you think about gardening. You stop relying on external inputs and start working with what's already around you. Weeds become resources, kitchen scraps gain value, the soil becomes a partner, not a problem. This is why fertilizer companies don't talk about it. You can't patent a method that empowers people to feed their gardens using plants from their own land. Gardening isn't about shortcuts, it's about understanding systems and respecting life. Fermented plant juice is one of those rare techniques that is simple, affordable, and deeply effective when done correctly. If you found this guide helpful, make sure to subscribe to Soilsage Chronicles on YouTube, where we break down soil wisdom, test garden truths, and grow smarter together. Share this article with a fellow gardener who's tired of chasing products and ready to build real soil health. Until next time, listen to your soil, it's always speaking.